Okay, so we are back with more Callous Blind Faith. I haven't played this game since about, I'll say, since May of this year was the last time I uploaded. So I did receive a link to continue the story. I was patiently waiting for the next update, so I'm happy to see that it has been updated. Last time I believe we were speaking with the thing right here. I think it's like a spider, something. But we're just gonna, keep on with the story. So I think we're leaving the cave. Let's see. Layer of, let's see, move out the way. Okay. Alright. Layer of the Masters of Web, Malamos. Okay. This is more your speed, trusting the unknown. Take the western passage, which may contain the ruins' greatest secrets. Take northwestern passage. If you listen closely, it sounds like running water is in that direction. Take the northeastern passage. It says the descent looks like a safe and sure route deeper into the ruins. Shoot. There are, from what I was told by a developer, there's 8 endings to this game, so we'll just, I guess, we could take the strange path, or we could take the steady descent. We'll take the strange path, because, you never know what we might find. You gesture broadly towards the western passage with your torch. Please carry a path to that wing. Demon nods its colossal head. As you wish. Malos' motions are mesmerizing as he lifts the blood-red strings from the rock and stone, then drops them harmlessly to the floor. For long, a tunnel has been cleared toward the western passage, with dense walls of web still on either side. Okay. This should be fun. Hopefully we don't die. You cautiously proceed, calling Ray to your side. He obeys, looking a little worse for the wear, but it's plain to see that Malos did not hurt him earlier. This demon has shockingly given you little reason to not trust him. At the edge of his lair, you linger, wanting to leave this place with more than what you entered with. I came here to cure the calluses. I want to find a way. The demon erupts with laughter. The very walls quake with the sound of it. You see hundreds of spiders skitter around their webs, frightened out of hiding. It takes a moment for your heart to settle down as the laughter subsides. Okay. Cure? Oh, surely you must be exhibiting that which the humans call humor. No, you start, struggling to keep your anger in check. I'm not. Ray barks, seemingly trying to help you convince the demon of your sincerity. Oh, please, Richard, spare me with your whimsy. You've already entertained me quite enough. I'll be sated for another 1,000 years. Oh, haha. You furiously storm off deeper into the ruins. It would be dangerous to try your patience any further. Oh, shoot. You try to think calming thoughts and feel a headache mounting. The pain will become excruciating if you don't stop it. You try to focus on the smell of the moss and the cooler air in the passage that you've entered, but the residual sour taste in your mouth and the smoke trailing behind you is almost overwhelming. Putting your torch afloat, you can see that growth thickens the further in your walk. It's soft and rather pleasant, but largely obscures the writings and etchings that adorn your surroundings once more. The building pain between your temples is not to blame for your inability to read the writings on the walls. Sketching down a few of the symbols as you walk feels fruitless, as you can't pick apart so much as any reoccurring characters in the mesmerizing ancient texts. Besides, even with Ray's protection, focusing on your surroundings is one of the utmost importance. Okay. At least another hour passes by. Your torchlight is dwindling. The dimming light halts further attempts to admire the strange language inscribed on the walls, or the accompanying portraits of armored figures alongside it. There must be hundreds of unique heraldry that you pass by. Most of them pertain to odd articles of clothing, as it has been quite a long time without any sign of another branch in the passage. With a deep sigh, you light another torch. As you do so, ray ears perk up. Two distinct sounds resonate far down the passage: rushing water and very heavy footsteps. The light at the edge of your torch is met by the wall of solid darkness. No telling how much the passage remains, or how far off the sound came from. You're bold, but not a psychopath. Better protect yourself and your dog moving forward than to give off the wrong impression. Here, boy. Let's see who's trying our patience. Even down here, you're still a man of the gods. The holding your torch redoubles as you take your shield off from your back, keeping both items held before you and Ray. Show yourself, whoever or whatever you are. The moss must be hurting the acoustics of the passageway. Your voice is muffled, and there's no echo from your call. Surely enough, no one answers. I mean it. Show yourself. No one responds, and the footsteps promptly cease. Ray remains completely at ease. You steel yourself. Only the soft plodding of your web-coated shoes, your dog's light steps, and the sound of water registers to your fried senses as you keep moving forward. Eventually, the light of day meets your torch. Oh, we're way too far on the ground. How is this possible? Sorcery? That's what I'm thinking. Like, how do we meet light? The path you traverse only extends a few feet outwards before ending in a sheer, vertical, craggy drop. You would cut yourself just from looking at it. Water rushes from below your feet, filling the small platform just ahead, making it just as precarious as the two staircases leading away from the edge of the brink. Stepping steps are more than a mighty leap away from where you stand, one leading northwest and the other northeast, with a tremendous gap between each one. They have completely collapsed in so many places, only few of their steps remain. Both are supported by impossibly tall bases. Their bottom, the end of the waterfall, and whatever lies beyond the brink cannot be seen, as the entire mall is encapsulated in a warm, glowing light. Just when you think you can make out something from down below, even brighter daylight shines from beyond the stairs. It must be several hundred feet away from you, at the opposite end of the cavern. The intensity of the light burns to look at for more than a moment, but your fleeting glance revealed two remarkably small doors, recessed into the furthest stone wall. Several rocks crumble a few feet away from your sodden shoes, dropping into the fast-moving waterfall. They are carried off silently. You do not hear them hit the bottom of this enchanted place, if there is even an end to it at all. Back, boy. Across the brightly lit leftmost doorway darts a flash of shadow. Figure moves too fast for you to get a good look at it, but the sound of heavy footsteps fills the air once more. Okay. Hey, you there, whatever you are. No replying. I don't expect the response. Whatever or whoever it was, they vanished from your line of sight. You cautiously step forward. You roll a stone, threatens to crumble from beneath your feet. Quick glance behind fails to reveal a logical source of the running water, or what you're seeing in the cavern beyond. There's merely the corridor you entered from and solid rock. As you snap your attention back to the doorway, the same figure flits across it again. Are you toying with me, too? Hey, you're playing games. Pain bursts behind your brow. Several rocks give way from Ray's feet as he instantly steps near to you. Staggering backwards, nearly double over in agony while struggling to keep your footing. You plead as your vision swims from the pain. Not now. It's like someone is driving a dagger through the back of your skull. You can't tell if the figure is lingering in the doorway or if you're seeing spots. No. You slide down, unable to stand. What's the hell's going on? The pain is escalating rapidly. Speech escapes you, so you gesture for Ray to come over. Are we dying? He instantly complies and leans hard against you, ungrounded whatever it is that may be lurking ahead. Is pain more like a cold knife being stabbed into my temples, or is it more like a very hot one? Is this some sort of retribution? Is this what it feels like to die? Your musings are difficult to manage, as even the sound of rushing water is excruciating. Close your eyes and hold on to Ray. Sounds of the ruins grate against your heightened senses. Crumbling stone, rushing water, heavy footsteps. Ray. A pound on his side. Defend. You're reluctant to remove a hand from his fur, but the source of comfort is far less important than your physical safety. Your pain spikes as Ray's growling intensifies. He's heard something else too. Saw paws tread over the ruined stone below your feet, with a few steps towards some unknown creature. What is on me? Panicked, unable to really see, you back up against the stone behind you for support. Stay back. It's the most bizarre sensation you ever felt, as if his 5, 10, even 20 hands are crawling along your robe. In absolute terror, you try to brush them off, but the movement is too much. Your pain reaches a crescendo. You double over, try not to scream. The hands move away. The world goes dark. Did we die? Your eyes slowly open. Rushing water spreads into your face. There's a little pain from your headache as you trying to hold one hand to your head, but the motion is awkward, thanks to your position. Okay, so we're not dead. Seems like you're lying face down on the floor of the ruins, slightly hanging off the waterfall's ledge. You're happy to lick your face while your eyes both open wide. Heart racing, you inch backwards. Several stones crumble off and fall into the rushing water as you slam into the wall at your back. It was on me. You swallow hard, looking around wide-eyed for any sign of a perpetrator. No one catches your eye, not even the flitting figure from the doorway. Something damp is on the side of your robes. You stare in horror at two impossibly large, bloody handprints pressed into the fabric. Each one is as long as your entire forearm, and you have longer limbs than most men. It's worse, the blood is so thick you can clearly make out that they are both from a left hand. Your fingers are much longer on one hand than the other. Mental unlocked in gallery, bloody left handprints. You grit your teeth in frustration, but your entire head is throbbing. At least the pain is manageable. How long was I even out for? The torch you were carrying was cast aside. Drag yourself over to it reveals that the item is close to the touch. You've been out for the last 2 hours, but it could be longer. The daylight coming from above is unchanged and equally unhelpful. You better get moving, boy. Ray wags his tail excitedly, looking at the ruined staircases for permission to go ahead. Well, maybe not just yet. The staircase to your left was almost completely destroyed. It's a bigger leap than the one to the right, but might have more structural integrity. The staircase to your right is substantially more intact. The stones have fallen from it almost every time you move. It's short a jump, though. Less room for error. You won't kid yourself. Leaping across those steps with Ray in tow will spell certain death. You peer over the ledge of the stone outcropping. Take a tremendous care to not destroy the entire ledge. Jagged outcroppings of the rock that make up the descent are slick from rushing water. Any handholds are precariously placed. The descent is concave as well. You will be fighting to move with every step. It seems that the waterfall terminates in a long, stone-lined passageway. though it must be well over 50 feet below. The longer you peer through the golden light, the clearer the flooded bottom becomes, making out any details nearly impossible, as a dense mist obscures most of the ground from your sight. You are no sailor, so there's no knowing how well any knots you tie with your rope will hold. Still, the walls may have more integrity than the floor does, and going down from here may be a viable option. Searching the walls for a stable surface, you're pleased to find that several outcroppings hold fast, no matter how hard you pull on them. So we can either have faith in ourselves and our ability to start climbing down, or return to Malamos layer to search for an alternative route. Since we've gotten this far, honestly, we are going to trust our own abilities. Because why not? Several different endings. Let's see how this goes. Your own fingers aren't quite cooperating as you clumsily will tie a series of knots in a rope around your waist, ultimately onto the outcroppings on the wall. You test again, pulling hard with your weight. Doesn't show any signs of give. Perfect. You take a deep breath. Good thing I'm a lightweight. Having no prior training with climbing, caution is key as you slowly scale down the rock face. Stones are slick from running water. You struggle to keep your hold right out of the gate. Ray watches you intently as you try and fail to find your footing. About 10 minutes later, you're sweating and have barely made any progress. Hands aching from the lack of proper hold. You silently thank mercy that at least your headache has subsided. It is far from optimal. I didn't. The church give me climbing gear. Several minutes later, I'm only a few more feet down. Joints of your hands are becoming numb from the cold water. Your right hand slips. Your left hand is definitely too weak to support your body weight. Panic sets in. Cold certainty of death redoubles your efforts to cling onto life, onto the mission, onto the jagged rock that's slicing into your palm as your grip falters. Your left hand slips too. Wind rushes through your hair in a sort of a free fall. Your robes and hands scratch against the rocks in a frantic attempt to cling on. Keep your foothold. Rocks under your foot give way. With a hard pull, air leaves your lungs as the rope snaps taut. Other prayers for forgiveness and ingratitude will leave you. All you can do is wheeze. Takes you a moment of precariously hanging in the air to gather yourself before you scramble to get on your feet, hands, or any part of your back onto the something stable. To bisect me. Mercifully, the rope is still holding. Ray barks at you from above. Slight fall should have been only a few feet at most, but you can no longer see the steps above. By your best estimates, there's at least 30 feet between you and your boy. It's difficult to scrutinize from a distance, but you're certain that the ceiling doesn't have any logic to it. Rather than having a clear view of the waterfall and doors above, more golden light obscures the area that you have entered from. More sorcery. Before and below you is an enormous waterway. Angular halls and passages extend out in all directions. Filthy, foaming water rushes along the floor towards your right. Chains line the stony walls. The rusted grates are raised to the ceiling. But by your best estimates, the fall to the smooth, flat rock solid floor is over 40 feet down. Okay. Apprehension stills your desire to call out to Ray. Masters are meant for this kind of excursion. Easily weighs more than you do. You didn't catch him? What were you thinking? Bringing him into this place. Still, you dealt with worse pain than what you're in now. You could call out to Ray to jump down to you once you have better hold. Try to brace against the wall. Flesh could strengthen your body and heal you from any damage that you incur. Man, I mean, so far we're doing so good, but I feel like this is definitely pushing the limits. But I kind of want to see how this goes, so I guess we'll pray to the God of flesh for strength. Even if flesh doesn't answer, you'd rather have your dog and some broken bones than go on alone. Swinging back towards the wall, you flex your hand and grab onto it, protruding rocks. In the same moment, you collide with its jagged surface. Flex open your robe across your torso and chest. Try to find a foothold circle, but you manage to dig in your heels and the tips of your shoes. Position you find stable enough to even twist around and get a single hand free. Your balance is lacking, but you can hazard looking up. Through the yellow light above, you can just make out a raised nose peeking over the ledge. Both arms are raised up towards him. You whistle. He leaps. Dang, that's a very... You dog, trust you. That's crazy. You pray. Your shame is my peace, but my peace shall be broken. Flesh of my flesh, forgive my weakness. Flesh of my flesh, your strength is made perfect in my weakness. The embrace of your devotion stirs. Searing heat courses through your thin frame. Your prayer is cut short as Ray jumps. He falls faster than you could have expected, then collides with your open arms. You clutch onto the answer of your prayers, all 200 pounds of him, with enormous difficulty. It's folly. Your footing slides. Your piety is made manifest through a surge of strength, a deeper voice, and muscle that builds by the second. You cry out through the red-hot gifts of your God. Flesh of my flesh, grant me your strength. The wasted skin and bones beneath your robes are filled with vigor. New muscle emerges to meet the challenge presented to the god of Sinu. You grasp tightly onto Ray, while a brutal snap comes from above the rocks. Your rope quickly breaks from your combined weight. It is parallel that takes your breath away. Wind whips through your hair. Streaks of stone and water flash by your vision in precarious seconds before you collide with the rocks below. The impact of your feet on stone and murky water is deafening. Rubble and foam rise in the plumes of smoke and mist around your perfect landing. As simultaneously breaks should register from the soles of your shoes into your legs and up the entire length of your spine. The reward for your form and action becomes not only from the near instant repair of such devastating injuries. The torn muscles, fracturing your ankles, and even the cracks in your spine thrive as they rapidly mend. It is far from excruciating. You gently let Ray down to the floor, soaking yourself up to your wrists. You feel perfectly fine. Your boy manages to find his footing and sticks his nose towards a grand waterway that stretches out before you. There are more footsteps, hundreds of them. Someone is down here. I heard your landing. By the sound of it, is either a small standing army or a demon with many feet. Neither one will be welcome news. Ray, get ready. The dog growls menacingly, gnashing his teeth in the direction of the footsteps. Mace in your man in hand, doing your right, you stand with your companion and face down the waterway. Streams of gray foam rush rapidly past your feet. The burns you occurred near the peak of the ruins are still ripe from irritation and infection. You wince, gritting your teeth as the socks and shoes are soaked through. Flesh sees to it that your injuries are mended, but it's now lost on you that he attended to your blisters after all other wounds. Chunks of mushy and decaying tissue from unknown beasts flow through the water. You bump against your frame. You don't care. You feel brutally strong. It's as if your scarcely used muscles could burst out of your skin at any moment. They're visibly larger. You tense and flex, admiring your God's addition to your figure. Flesh is your strength. Barreling down the corridor comes another answer to your prayers. A chance for violence. A north with pale green skin, painted in streaks of dry blood across his face and bare chest. The brutish creature some of you have heard of, never witnessed before. Orcs are mortal enemies to Alaskan humanity. Part of your race's near extinction is thanks to the generational conflict that has been fought between the people of Sino and Persea. Persea? I believe that's how you pronounce it. If not, I do apologize. This one looks like a war chief, based on the battle axe that he is spinning over his head, and how he extended all legends you have heard of their own combative prowess. There is truth to the rumors. He successfully tamed a lesser demon, one who holds little authority within the demonic hierarchy, but may still possess incredible individual power. and is riding atop its insect-like head. The creature resembles a centipede, save for its gargantuan size and its odd tail. While one of the beasts is reaching along its sheathed tail and gnashing its colossal mouth at you, the other is subdued. Okay. Dark feature, well endowed, and long-haired woman extends from the back of the centipede's form. Apart from a long pair of antennae extending from the top of her disheveled hair, you cannot make out any distinct features. The portion of the body seems to terminate at the hips, while the fair side of the creature has but one pair of arms and no legs to speak of. It must be over 100 legs lining the entire demon's body. It fills the breadth and length of the waterway. All of its legs and hate run straight at you. The rising waves and tides of filth rapidly obscures your sight. As the monstrosity rapidly approaches, you can hear the orc screams clearly. Okay, Orgulf rides now for death and glory on the field of battle, slayer of demons and conqueror of the ruins. Gotta get like my orc voice together. Okay. You have no fear in your heart against this warmonger. Hands tight on your shield and mace, calm as the eye of a storm, run at full speed towards the demon. With almost effortlessly grace, you speed past Ray, who barks and snarls at your feet. You're trying to kill if the need ever arises. Crimson looks in your eyes, fires in your lungs, as smoke pours forth from each exhale. At the sight of your charge, the orc cries falter for only a moment before he redoubles his efforts. I will take this place and wipe out the last of you. Feast on my blade, human. Something like that. Orcs are notorious masterminds of battle, having trained their entire lives in combat. He might be a bigger threat than the demon. As the monster approaches, you have to crane your neck to see the blood oozing from the barbed claws that surround its gaping mouth. You don't know this creature or its powers. It could very well be using the orc as a puppet. You meet in the center of the waterway. As soon as it has your blood pumping, you can't help but let out a cry as you strike. When I probably take on the rider, I think that would be most logical. Because yeah, you can take out the demon, but that doesn't mean that the rider doesn't control all of it, and yeah. For the running star, you explode into a leap that clears the base of the demon's carapace. Orgulf brings his battle axe up with catastrophically fast reflexes, catching your swing as you slam full force into him. Got the ache in your teeth and numbness running through your arms. The enemy barks a laugh at just how light your attack is, then turns your momentum against you. The turn of his broad shoulders and a shift of blood-slaked figure, Orgulf keeps you going in the same direction of your attack and heaves you away. Your body is stronger than it has the right to be. You are still thin and human. Throwing through the air for a split second is enough. Time registered that the sheer might of Orgulf's deflection has dislocated your shoulder. So, yes, that wasn't right. You're crashing on the opposite side of the demon, skidding through the soaked waterway on both feet. Before you can do as much let out of the crowd, you brace yourself hard and train jerk with your shoulder paws to sock you back into place. The hulking orc flips his head around, leering at you from atop his demon. All of his yellow hooked teeth are on display. Get your pick up the demon first. Is that the best you got? No. With a running star, you tear across the waterway and close distance between you and Orgulf. Sound leap through the air, catches your breath in your throat. Keeping your mace high, feel it ready in the hopes of plummeting your enemy's head. As you lay on the demon, it violently withers, providing you with a chance to strike. Both ends of the monster kick and buck with enough ferocity that you and Orgulf are forced to pause your assault. While clinging onto the beast for dear life, you catch Ray's form out of the corner of your eye. You refuse to leap, clearing the lowest segments of the demon and charge straight towards your attacker. With an odd sight buys you a moment of precious time, Orgulf gives a strangled shout, You can't keep his eyes on both of you at once. Carefully maintaining your balance, put the newfound burn through your renewed and redoubled muscle. You telegraph a brutal swing from your mace, with the orc deflects, burning his head from being caved in, the false array taking a giant bite into his shoulder. The simultaneous strike from you and your boy couldn't be sweeter. The burning your core testified as you laugh in Orga's face. Though it takes all your strength and you and your god possesses, you keep up the assault. Orga's right shoulder weeps red, and you see him favor their other arm as he pushes against you. You precariously keep your balance atop the demon, with the thrashes and bucks under both of you. There is no place for a dog. Your command to raise made with gritted teeth. Release him. Your boy complies at once, sweat and foam drips from your brow. The battle of strength between you and the monster lasts just long enough for Ray to dart down the length of the demon, down to the floor of the waterway. Dread intermingles your inner flame as the demon tried to crush your dog underfoot. He's lucky to no avail, thanks to Ray's rapid maneuvering. The focus is ripped back Orgis. It's only with one arm that you have kept your mace against the orc's full might. Blood and spittle sprayed into the air as he screams in your face. You're one of them already. Does he think my strength is demonic? Your have the gall to not recognize the might of flesh? While Uruk is preoccupied with the nature of your humanity, you give one final shove. Beyond his compromise, he struggles to keep his footing on the demon. Gives you one precious moment to jump off from the creature and the crash land 20 feet down, directly next to Ray. It takes you a nearly lethal moment to reorient yourself. Ray's evasive maneuvers are undoubtedly impressive once you realize the intensity of the demon's assault. From inside the demon's body is appearing that its legs must number well over its namesake 100. Each side of it segmented from a frame, drummed against stone and water. Each buck and kick brings up another wave of crusty foam. Orga presumes screaming from atop the beast. His cries carry over your whistle to Ray. Your dog obeys the command to return to your side at once. The orc and insect-like head of the centipede demon disappears from sight as an odd maneuver by the war chief spins the creature slowly around. The head of the demon moves to face you. The resemblance she bears to a human is all but artificial. Even without standing on two legs, her proportions are monstrous. There are no pupils or whites in the pits of her insect-like eyes, as she leers down at you from a great height. Your stomach turns as the insect crawling beneath the surface of her skin. The hair atop her head is more akin to a shedded carapace than individual strands. Her teeth mirrors the claws and fangs upon her more insect-like path as she bears them all at you and moves to charge. You take a step back. Move with me, boy. Demon rears back and up. Your instinct has you and your hound leap aside, rather than to keep backing away. Demon snatches his humanoid end into the floor. Barbed fingers protrude from its jaw, cracking the very snow beneath your feet. Black venom dribbles and sprays out from the centipede's mouth, sizzling as it makes contact with the wire beneath its many feet. Okay. It's crazy. Feeling along the floor of the waterway grants you refuge from the assault. They'll bring your shield up high to be able to keep away a mouthful of the filthy runoff. Keeping your eyes stuck fast on the demon's feminine half, you spit straight in its direction. It would seem that the poison didn't disperse through the air or water that ran in your direction, but there's no time to think on it further, let alone to run. Bring your shield overhead, digging in your heel and letting loose a scream for further strength is all you can do in the time you've been granted. You can swing yourself high and bring its full weight onto your humble wooden defense. You shove yourself flush against the shield, all your back, shoulders, and shield arm close to keeping the beast from crushing you instantly. You're still screaming. Monster strength almost outclasses the work of a god. Ray snarls and dives out from under the shadow of the creature while your body screams with heat. A faint trail of red smoke rises from the flesh, between your tearing muscles and splintering bone. Linger here to die. Or she don't shout you use all the power you possess to throw the monster off from you. Thunderous echo shakes the furthest reaches of the waterway as the beast collapses just to your side. A huge surge of water threatens to knock you off your feet, but you hold your ground. Breathing, still alive, you break into a run. Heat runs through every inch of your tortured frame, yet you still tighten your free hand to a fist. All the red in your eyes look up at the demon's armored hide. Exoskeleton, the stick, may have special properties. Ray runs up alongside you, panting hard. He's a strong dog, but you know you can't keep this up forever. You need to do something before he gets hurt. Red smoke comes off your body in tendrils as you keep pushing yourself to fight, and just break barely away from another attack from the demon. Focus on the demon's human over your face is risky. You have no armor. Such healing is limited, and you don't know what this monster is so capable of. You're struggling to keep your emotions in check, and it's not helping that you're literally seeing red. His thing-like face, or the demon seems remarkably unintelligent. You want to put flesh to blood into work, but it's terrifying. I think honestly, with this one, we should split up from Ray and punch a hole straight through the demon's exoskeleton and keep its focus on you. I think I'm probably gonna do that. Like if we try to focus on the humanoid face, don't think that'll work. I think that's more so a possible like distraction from the actual source of the demon's power, I guess you could say. So we'll do that. Well, rather from your human weakened body is intoxicating. Giving into the violent impulses is a necessary evil. Defending the innocent comes before self-preservation. If I get dangerously close to activating the catalyst, I need to protect Ray. It's gonna look for demon and I face fire-wish creatures from done this before. Sure, I might break a few fingers, but I'd rather get hurt now than have Ray get hurt later. Your Ray slap to a stop. Hang back, boy. Stay safe. Ray barks at you, but bolts further away. Being enough distance that you can barely make out his heavy panting. Here you're trying to catch his breath, but it's nothing compared to how hard you're breathing now. Dodging another blow from the demon might as well put your hot cold against your legs. Stuff the fire in your soul. Bring your shield over your back. Keep your mace. With both fists in righteous fury. Sprint straight towards the demon. She rears her head back. Ground is left behind with an explosive leap. Arms drawn back, you let out a fake cry. Carry out the strength of your meets the startled demon. Knuckles of flesh crunch as they slam straight through the demon's exoskeleton. Force of blow reverberates through your hand and up into your arm. You drive your arm up to the elbow. You drive your arm up to the elbow in soft innards without any further resistance. Spin it over a dozen feet above the ground. You cling onto the side of the demon's body. The boy crashes into the waterway while she screams glitters in agony. Reaching as your broken fingers feel, you make sure to grab a handful of the monster's dust before ripping your arm back out. Blackened, poisoned flesh from within the creature smells horrific. Close to your entire right arm as you kick off and drop to the ground. And when you land, you toss aside the chunks of viscera you tore from the demon's body and grin maliciously at the beast. Humanoid head whips around to see you. You shrieking and crying in pain. Every hair on your body stands on end. Sound exactly like a human woman. How should I do the demon voice? See, what was it? Top of my head, give it back. Give it back. Something like that. Flesh blessings course through you, granting immediate relief from your broken bone. There will be scars, but you will wear them with pride. Both your fists remain clenched. I'll give you everything you deserve. Demon howls. Orgif lets loose a scream in turn. He needs to have recovered enough from Ray's bite to sheath his battle axe on his belt. The next moment the orc has his damning, bloody finger pointing in your direction. Kill him. Orc and demon work in tandem to overwhelm you. Orgif unsheathes a barbed javelin from his back. You break into a run. Demon seeks to trample you with as many feet as she can before readying to slam down your body. Weight could easily crush you, and there is no time to pray for another miracle. Definitely got their attention. Orgif shouts, ready to throw his javelin from his vantage point up above. Of his wickedly sharp edges are caked in the blood of other creatures, but still glints in the light. There's no doubt in your mind that he is tracking your every movement. Your prayer is lasting an unusually long amount of time. Plus, to fear you today, but the javelin could kill you. Their war chief's aim is as good as the stories say. You have a split second to react to those 2 prolonged assaults. So you either ignore the javelin or the demon. This is a hard one, but I guess there's a chance that the orc might not have the aim to get me. There's also a chance I might not have enough power, or my prayer might be running out to avoid the demon's attack with all the main legs. Dang, it's kind of messed up either way. I guess we can try to see how long our faith is. I guess we'll focus on the javelin. We don't know. Dang, that's oh, I guess we'll focus on the javelin. Your round might seem like suicide, but this wouldn't be the craziest thing you've done in the name of your faith. You rip your shield off from your back to pivot straight towards your enemy. Come get some. Rather than throw his weapon, the war chief stands and goes from relative safety. Even if the demon brings down all weight on you, feet first, your arms and legs spring from the impact, but your shield holds fast, so do you. Come on. Flame intensity lifts your voice, echoing each taunt down the waterway. Coward. That's all you can do to keep your sight from swimming toward the line, and to not take your eyes off from Orgif for a second. Acid drips from the demon's fangs as she gnashes and bites at your shield. Now everything she has to make you fall. It's folly. The sear of your own burning flesh couldn't smell sweeter. While you watch Orgif take your bait, he rears back until the mighty crown loses his javelin straight at you. Your second noise that leaves you is hardly human. You tip all your weight away from the demon, sucking and rolling so that she collects directly where the war chief's attack was meant to land. The sheer amount of weight that was on your weary frame is too much though. You can't get all of her off from you in time. Screaming, the demon collapses onto your right leg. Just a moment before you're in the clear. Mercy. Orgif's javelin sings through the air. Another wet, deafening crunch carries the door to the calf of me. Demon is stabbed clean through her humanoid half, just above her navel. Stay perfectly still for a split second, still crushing your limb, places her barred hands to the weapon and shot. Black shell keeps growing and retracting around the site of the demon's wound, as if she's trying to defend from the attack long after it's already happened. I can't stop the reaction. In a panic, the demon tries to rip the javelin out from her torso. Her carapace keeps the weapon held fast. Way the filthy water coursing through your injury. Flesh is working as quickly as possible to mend the damage, but the pain is excruciating and thinking it's quickly becoming impossible. Our instinct keeps you from moving any more than you have to. Your prayers fall short in the moment of terror, the demon finally bucks and withers off from you, screaming bloody murder. Knowing the horror and distraction, Orgif lets his guard slip. You watch as Ray finishes charging up the side of the demon and tears into Orgif's neck. Then both you and your boy and his target crash into the water below. Ray. Oh, shoot. The human portion of the demon seems so badly injured that she can't protect her rider. Frantic stampede stops once Orgif's off of her body, and all her legs move the monster back down the waterway. A darkened door is left through the foam and sludge, and the demon slinks back from whence she came. Orc keeps up around the orc and your dog as they are locked in fatal combat. You hopelessly walk from a distance, praying to clutch with everything you had to speed up his work on your break. The voice catches on every syllable, while battling to not choke on the waves of water that threaten to pull you under. When it's past an imminent fear of drowning, you put all your focus on keeping your legs set straight. After your end doesn't abate, but the unnatural angle of your limb is forced back into place. After no fewer than 3 close calls and blacking out, Capable of moving your leg again. And so you think you're capable of putting weight on your limb, you try to stand and get clear above the water's level. No longer be able to run because of the rate or if long after their battle has resolved. Orgriff struggles not to drown as you pin to the floor of the flooded passage. Ray pants you gleefully, having a completely subdued prey. Oh, Ray. Good boy. You look down at Orgriff with disgust. You know, demon is long gone, and there is no hope of you tracking her with the state that your leg is still in. Feel like the bone is intact, but the surrounding muscle is still shredded. Orgriff might have information, but over less of it, my duty to be merciful. Okay, so we can either command Ray to kill the orc, or we could let the orc live, interrogate him. You will surely be willing to talk with your dog around his throat. That demon is a risk you are not willing to take with your injury. Let the orc live, keep him subdued until you heal yourself. Show him some mercy now and may pay dividends later. It really needs to be looked at. We should be merciful, I guess, because it might bite us in the butt later if we're not. Your patience battle by the second. It's difficult to tell in the heat of battle, but now that your blood is cooling, you know that you should be crippled. Injury this severe would take months to heal in ideal conditions. Were it not for Flesh's blessing, you would be early at the mercy of these ruins. This seems only fitting to stay at your hand too. Okay. It seems like a good spot. I need to stop. We're almost an hour in, so yeah. There's no real way to actually like save. It's just it auto saves, I believe. So we'll look at the main menu. And yeah. So that's the Catalyst by Fate. Pretty crazy. We fought a crazy demon centipede and an orc. So wild. Wow. Honestly, it just keeps getting better and better, and we haven't even like explored the other passageway in the ruins. So like there's still a lot more to look at. So far in the gallery we have about town, I believe, the where we started. So this is all we have so far. Yeah, that's the gallery though. And then handprint. Yeah. So the endings currently locked. I believe we just have, well, those endings are locked, so yeah. We'll get all of them though. That's not a big deal. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did, do not hesitate to like, share, comment, subscribe for, you know, supporting the channel and also the video. Catalyst Blind Fate. It's really good, and it just keeps getting better and better. So honestly, I'm very happy with it. Very excited for the next part. We'll be playing pretty soon. Hopefully you are as well. But I'm gonna end it here because you know we are about an hour in. So hopefully you had a good day, a good yesterday, and better tomorrow. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will catch y'all in the next video.